Okay, so today the first thing on the agenda was for us to look at Netlify, how you can deploy your apps over some cloud service or some online servers for free in just a matter of seconds. So there are actually there are very many options for you to deploy your app on online. There is let me just first share my screen. There are so many. There is GitHub pages, there is Netlify, there is Cloudflare, and so much as the others which I haven't yet kind of researched, but I will use Cloudflare. Let me search for that. Cloudflare pages. Cloudflare pages. Usually use some of their products. It's called what is called Cloudflare pages. Cloudflare pages. Yes, so it's Cloudflare pages. So quite fast and real quick to deploy. There's also something called GitHub pages. They're all free things. GitHub pages, you can deploy your static sites real quick. There's also something called Netlify. I think the spelling is kind of, but it's called Netlify. Okay, Netlify. So all this provide you a way of hosting your pages, especially static pages. Static pages are meaning pages which don't have a backend. They do have a backend, but you don't host a backend onto these platforms, but you put your front end or your static pages onto this page. Things like a React app, Vue app, Angular, they all can be hosted on these different platforms. But the most kind of the one which is on top, which has been in the market and has been taking most of the times, has been taking over the market, is Netlify. I think it's because it is intuitive and it's Git based. That's why it's easier for people to deploy their applications. Cloudflare is a new Cloudflare pages. It's a new player, but currently, personally, I use Netlify. GitHub pages is good if you are using HTML and CSS, because I think GitHub is improving, but still it has a long way to improve. But Netlify is a better option on my side as a developer. I prefer Netlify. But in your case, you can go and do the same thing for Cloudflare pages or GitHub pages. They all work the same way. They all have the same kind of flow. They don't actually take a lot of time to, they're not that confusing, so they're quite straightforward. But I've used Netlify, I think, for more than like half of my projects. I've used Netlify, and it's as simple as you going ahead and going to netlify.com and logging in to the page. Just click on login. Netlify. Click on login. You can log in with GitHub, with GitLab, with Bitbucket, with email. But of course, since you are developers, you of course either use GitLab or you actually use. Since we are guys who usually use a lot of GitHub. GitHub is a better option here, because most of you do have, actually all of you have a GitHub account. So GitHub, in my case, since I would have an account, I'll just click on and log into the account. And okay, so currently I'm on a starter package, because I have other packages. because if you click on it, I can upgrade other packages. But in your case, you don't need any other different package, because the starter, see, you get free hosting for what, for sites. Here you get what, you get small projects. But in our case, we just want free things, because per now we are not yet earning from our work. So we are still studying. So in our case, we want to use as little as possible, as little money as possible, and using free things is the best option. So it's free, secure, and you don't have to worry about it, because most of the projects you have, they're mostly experiments and sites and your personal projects. So of course, what it provides, just like things like bandwidth. Of course, you can never reach 100 gigabytes of bandwidth. It's impossible unless your site is getting money. Okay, so currently I have these 3 sites on, but in your case you may have 0 sites, and it's as straightforward as you clicking on your site, straightforward like that. Then going ahead, choose. Usually they tell you choose a Git server or Git provider. In my case, I'm going to use GitHub. Of course, they will tell me to sign in. Of course, I will sign in, and when you do that, it gives you all your repositories. Okay, like it gives you all repositories, whether they are private, whether they are not private. So in my case, I'm going to search for a repository. Let me see. I don't have an organization. I do have one organization here. What is it's called here? So in your case, just simply click on a repository for a repository. In my case, I'm simply searching for because I'm having okay, my password. Okay, so I'm done logging in, and I've changed it to use this Tunga dev program company or the pages. So just don't mind, just simply log into your account to be the same thing here. And then of course I will choose the one which is public, which is this Land React series. And of course it's asking me to choose a branch. I think I'm choose the branch was called what was it called? No, that's not the one I want. It was a different branch. I have so many branches, so it was, I think it's called React Lessons. That's a branch. So I can choose this, which was simple static page. Then of course automatically it gives you options. Okay, you can run the commands. For example, I can say, instead of running this, I can run npm build. Okay, then of course they're telling me the directory to what publish, because when you're publishing and when you're trying to deploy your app, you have to use develop. I'm going to come back to this later, but I'm going to show you an example. You can see the screen. Okay. Okay. So Mercy, do you, if you check your chat, or you like the people in the chat, are you seeing 2 Erics, like Eric Moez, you, and Eric, another Eric, two of them? Okay. So sometimes you have to pin the screen. So let me just show you. Okay. So in my case here, if I show you this, for those who are not there, who have issues, you simply go ahead and click on the pin. Okay. So the pin may be this presentation. It will be this. Okay, to show me the screen. Okay. Of course, it's going to and fro. It's infinite. So I can unpin the screen. Okay, because in my case I don't want to see my screen. Good. So try to pin the screen. Okay, if you have issues. Okay, good, because you can see it now. So as I was saying is, you just go to Netlify, you create a new site, then you follow the things. Just follow. Go to Git provider. You pick a repository. You pick the branch. You run a command. Okay, and the command which is there, I can give you an information here saying the build command to run before deploying. Okay, so that give you examples like Jekyll build, gulp build. So in my case, because I'm using React, and the command to make a deployable project is build, I'll run npm build. Okay, go look at that later on. So of course, when you run npm build, it requests a directory or a folder called build. We're going to look at that in a minute. So you can go ahead and maybe click on show advanced, but show advanced usually for more of environment variables. Okay, so I'll go, let me see, but in our case, how can I, okay, but it's okay, just click on it and see, but in our case, we won't change anything. This is usually for when you're using what we call when you're doing Jamstack and you're using the functions, okay, the cloud functions of Netlify. Okay, but for now, just ignore the advanced build settings. Just simply go ahead and deploy site. Okay, deploy. So when you deploy, it will take some time to show you the site in progress. But one more thing which I hate is the name. They give you a weird name. So usually what I go is I go to domain settings, then change the name. Okay, change the name. I think it is add custom domain. No, not that. I think it is supposed to be is it edit site name. Okay, so you simply go ahead and edit site name. So I would say maybe I would say awesome. Okay, static. Awesome, maybe awesome portfolio, or you can say you awesome portfolio. Okay, then I save. Okay, so of course it's done deploying, and of course telling me there's no errors. Okay, so I can click on the application, open a new tab, check if it's working. That's saying page not found. Okay, oh, let's check one more time. When things happen, when you fail, things are not working out, you can simply go ahead and read deploys, and of course they tell you what an error, and you can click on the error. They tell you let me see, trigger deploy and see, this is the errors. Okay, you give an error here. Okay, sometimes it refuses somehow, and because of some weird things that you have in your application. Okay, let's see what error I have in my application, just to be exactly sure. Okay, so as it's finishing, let me run the application to make sure it's running. It has no issues over this side. Okay. Okay, let me see if there's an error. Check what is complaining saying. npm1 npm build code with no arguments. Did you mean? Okay, so there's an error with my deploy settings. So let me just use yarn. Okay, let me use yarn here real quick. Change this to use yarn. Doesn't matter. So edit settings here. Instead of this, I'm gonna run yarn. Okay, because I think npm you have to say npm run yarn run build, but it's okay. So I'll save this real quick, and I'll come back to my deploys. I trigger deploy again. Deploy. Okay, and hopefully it will run. Okay, it will run. Then to be done. Moment. But when it fails, you can of course see the errors. Okay, you can see the errors here when you are the logs, and you see the errors, and they are readable because here they're saying okay, you have successfully installed yarn, which is okay. And let's see the error real quick because I want to show you in a minute, but it's taking some time. So as this is running, let me just check out was start simple static. Okay, and the errors are good. Okay, so now once everything is green and blue, I think green, you can go ahead and go back to your site to deploy it again. refresh the page, of course it will change. It has to be deployed. Yeah, good. Okay, it's deployed now, so I can go back, click on my link, and it will show me this. Okay, the project. Okay, so now I can share this with you and you have a copy of it. Okay, so I'm going to do this one more time real quick because I think there was an error somewhere which I had to solve and it was disturbing, but I'm going to show it one more time. Okay, so this is a very good way of deploying the sites with no hassle. Okay, the hassle is there when you make the errors in the configurations, but for now it just works. Okay, your site works really fast. Any branch you have, the repository still works. Okay, so I'm going to repeat the same process one more time for all of you to understand. Okay, those who have questions they can ask, then we can move on to the next topic. Okay, so real quickly, so the first thing I did, I did first log out. Okay, I went ahead, I logged in. Okay, you can log in with GitHub. Okay, I logged in with GitHub. Okay, very quick like that. It will take some time, of course, according to internet speed, and to what it will log you in. Okay, and remember, I've already, in my case here, I'm 100% sure. I know in my mind, okay, that my application is ready. Okay, but you don't have to worry about your application not being ready as long as you have something. Okay, maybe you have a navbar, it's okay, you can deploy a navbar. Then when you push your work to GitHub, it will reload, it will deploy your page, and it will give you a new site. Okay, so let's create a new site. Okay, click on that, login, of course, to give you this home screen, and to give you, maybe you would have your sites, but to have this button called new site. Okay, so click on a new site, or sometimes I think it gives you a different thing, but look for the new site. Okay, from Git, the button. Okay, so click on it. Then of course they tell you to choose your Git provider, and they're doing something called continuous development. That means that every time I make a change to my repository, it will redeploy. It will just again deploy host. Okay, change the files and put the remove the old files and put the new files. Okay, so it's continuous. It means that every time I push from GitHub, I make a push request. So I do a push. When I say git push, it will go ahead and look at my repository, and the changes to be tracked. Okay, so I go ahead and click on GitHub. Okay, of course I'm using GitHub, and you have to log into your GitHub account. Then in my case, maybe let's try to deploy, which site can we deploy? Let me just choose, in your case, just simply choose what is your repository. But in my case, I'm going to choose my other account. Okay, my other account, which is organization, which is Tunga Develop Program. So I'll choose any repository. Okay, but let's choose this React series. Okay, because these other branches, they are not React, they're a bit of React, and not React, they're all testing here and here. But I know one for React lessons, we all have a copy of it and have access to it. Okay, so I'll click on it. Okay, React lessons. Then I will choose my my branch. Okay, because I'm going to choose this branch. I'm going to choose the to do app branch. Okay, real quick like that. In my case, it doesn't matter if you're using Yarn, if you're using npm, doesn't matter. Personally, I prefer using Yarn because it makes things easier. But you can, let's now use something else. Let's use npm. Okay, run build. Okay, let me see the static files. What's it called? Run build. Yes, build. Okay, so npm run build. Hopefully it works. Okay, so after that I can say deploy site. Okay, few steps. Click, and you're done. Okay. So it will tell me, give my a weird name, like Elastic Brown, some weird name. But in my case, I know I can change, go back to, I think it's site domain settings. Then of course come here and change options, change the name. Okay, I'll call it awesome to do app. Okay, to do app. Okay, and save. But of course, if you put a name which is already taken, like awesome to do app, it will complain. It will say or some do up already taken. Okay, and of course after that I can go ahead and go back and check if it's working. Okay, it's now still not working, it's having issues. Let's go back to deploys and see if there's an error, and let's trigger deploy if there's an issue. Trigger deploy, and as it's taking its time, I can check one more time for my to do app if there's no errors on my local machine to be exactly sure if there's any error. But it's taking too time waiting for other deploys to complete. Oh, it's complete about this other one. Let's first cancel this. Cancel deploy. Okay, sorry about that. I think let's go back to deploys. It's cancelled. So I'm failed. What was the issue of this one failing? It does yarn. It goes ahead successfully. Everything successful, but it's complaining, it's saying okay, see compare about that the npm build. Okay, so you know what, so I don't want to bother with too much of npm and yarn. So I'm going to go back and change the deploy settings. Let's use yarn, okay, because otherwise it's failing. Let's just use yarn. But I think npm should work, but if it refuses to work, let's use yarn. Okay, just use yarn. I think there's an issue with me having I think it's my issue. It's me. I think I have a yarn.log package something. Do I have it? I may have. Okay. I may have an yarn log file in my file. That's why it's continuously failing. But hopefully, come here, deploy site. Your case to be good. It won't have these errors. But in my case, it's having these errors because I'm mixing yarn and npm. In your case, if you're using yarn, perfect. Okay. If you're using npm, it may like cause some issues. Because you see, contains log files generated by tools other than yarn. It is a device known to mix packages managers in order to avoid. You see that they're telling you should not mix managers, but in our case, don't worry to solve the issue for you as long as you use yarn, because I think with npm it fails when you're having a yarn log file, but with yarn it still works whether you have the package log JSON. So yarn works better. I think it works. Okay, now this has fully been deployed, so I can go ahead back to my site, refresh, of course, because it's an old site. Refresh, and of course that thing is building. It's building. Okay, still building. It's taking so long. Why is it taking so long? So they're done. Still fade. Okay. Okay, see, even if, for example, here I have some errors. Okay, I have some errors here on line 97. Here some more errors. That's why it's failing. So this one has failed because I have errors in my application. But since I've seen the errors, I can go out and fix them. In your case, you can try it out. If it fails, you can still read the errors here within the log and be able to go ahead and change them. Because in my case, I'm seeing an error on line 17. Okay, inside my app.tsx, and if I check my app.tsx here, let me first check here real quick. Let me check here. Let me show you what I'm checking. That error. Git checkout. What is it called? To do app. Of course. Refers to git add. Git commit. This quick. Let's say update just to make sure it works. So git checkout. check out it was called to do app real quick. Good. So let me check my app 26 line 17. Line was 17. It was line 9. Okay. It was to those not used. Okay, yes, I think I had to pass here. Set to do to those equals to set to those. Okay, I see that's the error which I had here, and I can to do here. Let me just check one more time, just be sure it was to do list, it was form, it was supposed to be set to those. Props on set to those. See back here up, set to those. That was the form. Okay, so I can copy this here, copy this, paste them here. Let's be sure. Okay, that's no. Let's see. My props, I'm having props on set to those. Having same app I'm having. I might do good. So now I can check if it works by running npm start. But also, since I know it's working, I can go ahead and create a new terminal and do a git add. Okay, go back here. I do a git add. Okay, I do a git commit. Okay, I'm gonna git commit. Then I do this update. It's okay. I do a git push. Okay, I can allow this. Okay, let's finish this real quick. Continue. Why is it continue? Okay, it's having issues with GitHub. Why? Okay, let's first stop this. Why is it failing? It's okay, it's signing into GitHub. Okay, let's wait for it to sign into GitHub. But as signing into GitHub, remember I'm having this other this one, and it's complaining about. Okay, okay, I know why. Let's first do this. Sorry about this. npm install bootstrap. To be fixed. Okay, real quick, I think to be fixed as we are seeing this being pushed to GitHub. Let's stop this one. Okay, git. I don't know why my git is not working, but it should work. Okay, signing into GitHub. Okay, let's escape to cancel this. Let's stop one more time. Let's do a git push again. Yes, allow. Just allow. Because continue. This issue of okay, good. Now it's working. I can open this. Okay, so this issue only happens because at so this machine I'm having issues with GitHub and here, but don't worry, it still works the same way. And in our case, if I go back to my deploy here and refresh the page, of course, and as loading again, I can see that once I reload the page, it of course tries to redeploy again, but it will take time, of course, and it's have to be a bit faster, and still complaining, saying the same error. Okay, let's first wait for it, first finish pushing. So what time is it? 49:50. So you can trigger deploy. Let's trigger deploy one more time. It should work. While it's failing, it should work. Okay, because this one worked perfectly. Okay, so let's see. Now let's see on my npm here. Done. Okay, good. Sounds okay. Let's run again. npm start. Okay, so as this one's running, and of course we can see all the errors. Okay, you can now see everything. This one's working perfectly. Now this one's deploying. Which one is it? You see it has, okay, this one's the one. This one's deploying. See deploying, and it's installing all the dependencies, the bootstrap, all the stuff. Okay, and because once you push, okay, it will take like 1 or 2 minutes. Like they need 2 minutes for it to deploy again. But since I don't have too much time, I'm posting it. Okay, but right now it has finished deploying. It is creating an optimized production, which is okay. So this is the last minute. Okay, if it works, then we're good to go. I think it's done. Yeah, so once it does that, it will show me all this deploy site and it's like compute, then site live. Okay, that's what I need. I can preview it just here. Same thing. Okay, so you can have a preview. So now it's working online. Okay, I can add. Okay, add because, but for now what I need is the actual site. So I need to go back to this side here. Where here, back to deploys, back to actual site here, and I'll share the site with you one more time. Okay, so now I've deployed 2 sites. Okay, although you have to fix all the errors have to be fixed because it's production. Okay, okay, so I've deployed 2 sites. Okay, successfully, although as I've showed you, this is the same process that you may pass through when you are trying to deploy your site. You may have issues with deploying, so with like errors here and here, but you can do the same thing I've done. Just go ahead and check on the front page, on the front page, and click on deploys page or deploys route. Then I'll check where there's an error. For example, here there's an error here, so I can click on it and see the error. Okay, same applies to the errors to here, but once you see it, once you see the green button, it's perfect. Okay, so it's already done. So you can deploy your portfolio same way I've done. Okay, so this is like a new phase. So every site I'm gonna be doing, every site of the application, I'll be deploying them. Okay, to GitHub. So any change to be changed. Okay, so in your case, same applies to your projects. Within a project, change. Okay, when time comes, you can go ahead and make some changes, push, make changes, push. Okay, so and that's now, I think I've taken too much time with this thing of deploying, so I'm going to go back to what I wanted us to look at for today's lesson. Okay, so if you have questions, please type them so you can save some bit of time. So let me answer this question before I actually begin. Paul is asking, is this the same way to deploy a mobile app on Google Play Store or iOS? No. For Google Play Store, it's different. For Google Play Store, you have to create what you call an APK, okay, APK file. Then you deploy it to the Google servers. Different from this. For Android apps and iOS apps, it's a bit different. But this works for all the web apps and websites. Okay, so for example, if you have like a deal and someone telling you, I want to deploy my site, but you don't have a domain, you can do it in HTML and CSS and deploy it on Netlify and send them their link. That's what you can do to at least try to convince the clients. Okay, so this is nice for testing, but you can go ahead and pay for it. If they give you money, the client gives you money, and it becomes like you deploy it fully. Okay, so for today, I wanted to show you guys something simple, because I'd asked you guys to do some UIs, but I didn't receive any replies from you guys. I didn't see it. Let me check. Should be around here. Here. Another one. This one. Yes. Okay, so as I told before, whatever I give you to do, try it out. I'll of course try it out. Okay, I'll try it out myself, so at least I can know the process where you're having errors here and here. So I'd ask you guys to go ahead and okay, what is this? I'd ask you guys to go ahead and try. What if you don't want your site to have a .com instead of a dot? Oh, okay. Let me ask a question before you continue. So if you want your app to have a .com, okay, you go to your site, okay, or to your site overview. You go to domain settings. You scroll down. You go to add custom domain, okay. Add a custom domain. Then you of course you put your domain, okay. Maybe you can say www.campabits, okay, .org, okay, because I know this domain belongs to Campabits. I'm just testing out, and you verify it. When you verify, they will send you some see, Campabits already has an owner. Is it you? Can I say yes? Add domain, okay. So I can add the domain. Of course, what I'm doing is it's not right, okay, because I don't have the DNS configuration. But in your case, you simply have to click on the same domain. Then you, of course, when you are buying a domain, they'll give you what we call a DNS configuration, which you can add to your to your site, okay. So it will change. Instead of going to awesomeapp.netlify.app, it will go to your application, and of course it's free. You don't need to butter. And at this time you can also still go ahead and buy a domain. Maybe I can say that I can say I have this one, I haven't yet bought this one, okay. I can verify. Of course there's not there, and when I verify, it's available, okay. So I have to pay this amount of money per year, okay, and $16 the second year, okay. You add a payment, you buy a domain, same thing applies, okay. So if you want your site to have a unique domain, I'll pay some money. But since they're giving you what we call a subdomain, of course, let's go back. Okay, of course now there's an issue here. Hopefully I did. Of course right now it's taking me to Campabits because let me change this really quick because I don't want to have I think I'll change it later on, but options, remove domain, yes, good. So you can add your own domain, which is okay. I've answered I think this question. So one thing is, let's go back to what I was for today. So one thing I was saying to you guys is that for today, for all the different sessions I'll be having with you, every homework I pass on, I go ahead and try it out, okay. That means I've already passed through the assignment. I can still help you out if you have issues. So for those who are new, maybe who have never seen, who have not done what we call UI development or UI designing, this is what this is maybe your platform to see. But I think if you have done like front-end development, you can at least try to see. You might have heard of Figma or of Adobe XD. Those who are on Windows and Mac, Adobe XD can work for you. It's free, okay. It's free. You don't have to pay for it monthly. It's a free thing, okay. It's free. It's one product. It's one of the products which is free. Apart from Adobe, it's free. And of course I'm saying free. Pricing, it's free, okay. Individual, of course, it's free. So I'm like, for those who are on Windows, this is the best one. It's free, okay. Free for personal use. But of course when you're getting professional use, of course you get to pay them some money. But personally I use both of them, but in our case, to make things easier for all of us, Figma is the best option because you don't need to install it, okay. You don't have to worry about opening up an account with Adobe. You don't have to worry about which OS you have. Maybe you have Ubuntu, you have maybe Linux, you have Windows, you have Mac to see work, okay. It has it works on all the major different operating systems, okay. So I went ahead, okay, and created a very simple basic like dashboards or UI, okay, to just give myself the limelight to be able to work on my project faster and better. Okay, so this is what I worked on. I'm just showing you. So in your case, if you have something cool like this or better than cooler than mine, you went and did something amazing, just please go ahead and okay, Eric, I want to show the whole class what I did. Okay, so but in your case, I expect you to have something like this at the end of that of the program. Have quite something close to this in terms of UI designing, okay, and but functional, okay, because this is just a prototype. Then function is just like previews of how you want things to look like. There's no inputs, there's no outputs, but it still works. It just allows me to think of how I can create this thing faster, because you have a UI. Okay, so I went ahead and created this weird logo from somewhere. I just put some icon and put it there. Okay, so don't worry about the icon and this. So you can create your own icons, your own logos. So I went ahead and created this simple, very simple. Okay, just the dashboard. And most of you know that when you're a developer, it comes to web apps, you of course have the thing like a dashboard. So this is like a dashboard for the admin. In my case, I'm thinking for admin. If I go ahead and look at the GreenMind project, I know there's something like an admin. Okay, admin who can register something. An admin, it's easier for them to have a dashboard. So that's why I went ahead and put a dashboard. Okay, went ahead and searched online, did some research, and just found out this simple template which I just customized, okay, from Figma. But it's up to you. You can do whatever you want to do. So this is how I envision my app to look like, to have maybe an overview of everything happening here and here, having maybe the suppliers table to add a supplier, having a loader table to add a loader. Maybe if I click on a loader, I can add a loader here. Yes, that's how I'm thinking my final year project or final course project. In my case, I've done this before, so I'm repeating myself, but it's alright. With this, in my case, I can envision, okay, this and say, okay, this is how I really want my application to look like. So in your case, you can also go ahead and okay, this is a link. Okay, you can go ahead and look at your application, break it down, create a UI. Okay, then just create a random UI. Then need to be beautiful. They need to be, as long as your work is to be beautiful. Okay, just go ahead and do something close to an example, close to this. Okay, this will be the dashboard. Maybe you can go ahead and create maybe the page for like the prototype or the UI for when the user tracks our application. Maybe you can go ahead and create the landing page. Okay, in my case, I began with this because I find it kind of easier for me to do. That's why I began with this. But I'll create other pages step by step, because right now I have only 4 pages. But I want that by the end of the course, I'll have like 20, like close like 50 different pages, and all the pages can be made, okay, into UIs, into actual components, into actual UI, right, into actual React components. That's why I'm like, this is just for envisioning. So for example, if I have this, I can convince a client that I'm going to create for you this, okay, and the client will be happy, because the client has an input. Because I can say the client, you know what, the color green is too much, please remove green. Okay, and just 1-2 steps can remove green. Okay, change the color. So today's lesson is not about Figma, just showing you that you have a tool called Figma which you can learn, which is a skill which you can use, especially if you're a front-end developer, to create beautiful UIs which you can say to people before actually spending like countless hours, like maybe like 5, like a whole month creating a project, and the client hates the UI. Okay, so this is just a UI, so you can share it with any person. Let me share it with you guys. Like share my stuff, share. So I can share it with you guys like that, and you can have a look at it. Okay, and same applies to your project. You can go ahead and create a UI for them. Make works easy. I've done applications without UIs before, and I can tell you it can take you like twice the amount of time than when you have a UI, because when you have a UI already there, you just simply have to copy and paste the design, because it gives you it gives you the dimensions here. See the dimensions, gives you the paddings, gives you everything, the colors, gives you the shadows, everything. Okay? So having a UI can make your life easier, especially if you're doing a front-end development. Okay. So for bigger projects, you need a UI to just have something, okay, on ground. And now you are no longer a developer, but you're also a UI designer. So now you're having two jobs or two skills. You're having development and UI designing. So it beats two birds with one stone. Okay, because once you are a UI designer, that's different money. If you are a front-end developer, that's different money. Okay, so development and UI designing are different things, but they are two sides of the same coin. Okay, so as I'm saying, learning this will help you become a better designer. Okay, but also help you to develop really faster. Okay, because right now I can tell you, creating this UI, this page here, I know I just need to create 1, 2, the number, and this, and I'm done. Okay, I already planned out. I can share with my friends, share with my colleagues, share with my workmates, and we can decide on changing things here. Okay, then going to code and changing them, because coding can get a bit hectic. Okay, so you can go ahead and learn Figma or the same thing. They work the same way. There's no difference. Okay, you can go ahead and learn them, and they have a big community of you learning these different things, of you creating different UIs. So one more thing which I want us to look at is APIs, but we're running out of time. APIs, but I'll pass on some information about APIs by the end of actually I'll pass it right now before you guys leave WhatsApp about APIs. And I think there's a very nice YouTube video about APIs which I'll pass to you guys, okay, later on. But the API which I was working on, let me just show you a sample. Hopefully it's still running. Let's check. Yes, it's still running. So the API which I have is built in Django, which I promised you guys to work with. It's called localhost 8000. Okay, simple API, very simple. Okay, it's in Django. So I'm going to use the same API, then fetch some data. Okay, I'm going to use this API. It's going to be public because I'm about to finish it. Then I'll pass it to you guys. You can have a look at not at the code, rather at the endpoints. Okay, because looking at the endpoints, looking at the code is a different topic. Okay, and that's when okay, so sorry about that. So I was saying, it's like you don't need to look at about that the code. You just need to focus on the endpoints, okay, which is this and this. Okay, so we'll look at that later on, how you can combine this, because I'll be having a dummy API which you'll be working with before you actually go ahead and create your own API. Okay, because later on you want to create your own API, okay, to work with. But now you'll be working with my API which will be open. Okay, and you can, but later on when the Emma comes in and shows you Django and APIs and this stuff, you'll be able to create okay, you're able to create your own APIs. Okay, so this is my API, which I'll finish, I think, finalize by the end of tomorrow, and I'll share with you the API endpoints and how it works, and a good documentation of the API. Then we'll begin building our application step by step, because I think I'll do like some few parts, and that parts is up to you to finalize them. But at the end of it all, you don't have you to have the same design, but of course you may have some parts which are colliding, but that's why I'm telling you guys to go ahead and design on your own. Create your own design. Okay, maybe this looks ugly, maybe you can say, okay, maybe I want something. Let me show an example. Maybe I want mine to look more gorgeous, yours is a bit plain. Okay, so maybe you can say, I want mine to look away. Maybe I show an example of some nice dashboards, very nice. Okay, and they just out of this now quite let me show an example. Where is this? Maybe let's go for this one here. Okay, an example. For example, you can say, you know what, yours looks ugly, maybe I want mine to look like this. Okay, like this. No, like this. Okay, this is like this. Okay, mine maybe has some pictures here, has some nice stuff. You can. Okay, as I'm showing an example. Okay, maybe I want mine to have not be the same. Okay, it's up to you. This is what I have done, but I'm just maybe giving those who maybe have found issues with trying to finalize their UIs a point to begin with. Okay, some beginning point to just get inspired. Okay, and do something creative. But in our case, we're going to I want to build that stuff with you guys, but I will be building small applications which will add up, and when you add them together, they'll equate to this. Okay, so in your case, it may look humongous, but once you break down into small parts, it becomes easy. Okay, like for example, just to close off the session, for example, if you look at this last page here, which is the ad loader, you can see it's a simple form. Okay, it's a form having 1 2 3 4 5 fields. So if you look at it closely, you can think of it as the login app. Okay, but in our case, you are not logging in, we are adding data to our database. Okay, so you guys think the same way. So all the applications are just small applications together. Okay, so for those who have issues with their applications, especially the portfolio, please let me know so I can help you out. And if you have questions, please ask. Maybe just give you like some few minutes to ask questions. Okay, you can ask questions.
Eric,
Yes.
to be able to use Netlify, I missed that part of your presentation. Do I have to create an account first, or the login with GitHub is enough?
Yeah, login with GitHub is enough. Once you just let me just show you a different account. Yeah, let's use my account and I'll show you. Let me first go to Netlify one more time. Netlify, and I'll show you. And this is an account. Let's use yes, I go here, login. Of course, I got login automatically. I'm going to log out, then I'll log in again. So, I do, then log out. Okay, sign out. Then let's use, I think I have a GitLab account. I have a GitLab account, I'm not sure. Let me just say, click on GitHub. Of course, it will ask you for my details here and here. As I think it's not logging me in. I don't know. What can I use? Let's do this. How can I use? But in your case, yes, because I think it's getting my cookies and my stations. That's why it's doing that. But just if you click on login to work, okay. But if you refuse to work, just click on sign up, okay.
So I continue to fill in this form of get set up on Netlify.
When you say sign up, let me see what's happening.
No, on login, for login.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, just continue with setup. I'll spend a lot of time without actually checking this. That's why I've forgotten how it looks like. Because I think I set up this one. Was it like last year about one? I'm not sure. I've been using this for so long time, like for a long time. I don't know the actual page how it looks like. But I don't have an account. No. Okay. Let's check all the time. Be sure. Okay. Any other questions? Come. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So I'm gonna use my my email. Okay, let's just add this email. Hide this email real quick here. Let me use my other email. Okay. I'm checking. I wanna see. Okay, so if you haven't what go ahead. Okay, let me stop it out. I should have my email. Yeah. So if you haven't, I think if you have no account, you just simply go ahead and sign up to work the same way. If you sign up. You see any questions coming up? Okay. Okay, let's check my email here to be sure, and then I'll show you the page. Those who have issues. Okay. So of course, let me see. Supposed to be notified here. I should log in. Verify email. Okay, so when you're logging in, when you have an account, you just simply sign up. Okay, but I think when you click on login to log you in, I think that's what you call social login, or using social media login. Okay, we'll look at that later on in the nearby future when you're looking at Firebase. But for now, yes, let's log in. Okay, try to log in if you just sign up. So another question is coming up. Okay, does Netlify have a limit to the number of apps you can deploy? If you look at their documentation, they tell you with Netlify. Okay, so for those who let us answer the question before, for those who are having issues, simply go ahead and set up what your full names. Continue. Okay, this is like okay, your company name maybe. Okay, the same name here. Hopefully, you can click on everything. Maybe I say my personal. Then of course it tell you more stuff, but it doesn't matter. Okay, but choose the first one. Okay, it's easy. What do you want? I want just anything, something else. Okay, continue. Okay, skip for now. Okay, then we skip for now. Of course it will just give you this. Okay, now I give you everything, and of course now you're having this same site as me. Okay, go to new site, same. Okay, same applies to all of it. Just log out here, log out. Good. So for Netlify, she was asking about the Netlify, the number of apps you can deploy. I think they are unlimited. If you look at their pricing down here, they're telling you have automatic builds, deploy to global edge, live previews, instant rollbacks to version, deploy static site now. So it's free, okay? It's totally free, okay? And I think there's no limit. There's no limit. Of course, you have only 100 gigabytes of bandwidth. 100 gigabytes. That means if you have an app which is having so many people coming in to check on your application, your application will crash, and your deploy will be done. Okay, to say you have exceeded the deploy. So it's free for any site you are having, as long as it's a 30 gig. Because your site is only visited by a few people. Okay, but once you have more than maybe like 1,000 clients visiting your page, maybe per month, then they will start charging you. So it's free. You can have I haven't reached my limit. I think I can have unlimited size deploys. Of course, you cannot deploy can reach the limit. If let's say 1,000 sites, you cannot of course reach the limit. Would you still use it for production, or it's better for the moment? For deployment, for Netlify, it's based on which application what you are building. If you are building maybe a blog app for your own business, it works. Okay. If you are building an app, maybe a push for a bank, you don't need to deploy it on Netlify. Okay. You need to look for a dedicated server. Okay, because it's an app which has to be top secure. Okay, dealing with money and stuff. But if you are building maybe a blog app, maybe small apps here, like apps which don't require a lot of money, like getting people's money inside it, because I personally don't trust applications. I don't trust what you call cloud services when it comes to dealing with money. Okay, but when it comes to static sites, perfect. Like websites for people, perfect. Web apps which don't require a lot of sensitive user information, perfect. Testing, perfect. So deployment, I use it for both production and for development. Right now I have around, I've been testing it with my two applications which are for a client, and they have been working quite well. Okay, I'm having no issues. But if the application requires me to have a lot of sensitive user information, I prefer having it to a dedicated server. Okay, like something like Amazon Web Services, which gives you dedicated server, even Google Cloud Services. But for now, Netlify is good for static sites. Okay, static sites. That's why they tell you on the page. Okay, we have they should tell you why it's supposed to be. No. You see, for fastest possible web ends. Okay, of course this doesn't work. This is when you have to depend on them, but I don't want to depend on them. I prefer doing it on my own, building my own API. But now, remember that anything that requires you, building API is not that safe compared. They are promising safe. They're promising to be safe. Okay, I don't trust even Amazon Web Services, but the backing of Amazon, the backing that AWS has, is way bigger than this one. This one just is not doesn't have that big support. Okay, you can see it has very few guys who go for it. Like it has Figma, it has Mailchimp. All these sites here, they don't deal with too much sensitive data, but personally, the backing of Amazon, the backing, it has lots of money. So if they make a loss, they pay me back. But Netlify is good for what? For sites which are static, your blog app, your portfolio, your simple application which is just maybe your course project, all those. But for bigger projects, I prefer AWS because it's more scalable. It has better servers because of the backing of Amazon. even what Google has so much money to spend on cloud services compared to Netlify. Okay, so any more questions?
Hello, Eric.
Yes, Pauline.
There was a question up on UI UX. I don't know if you can check your chat.
Okay. Okay. Asking how does UX relate to UI design? Okay. So UX is what we call user experience. Okay. Then the UI is what you create. Okay. As for the developers, we create the UI. Okay. So the UX is how the user interacts with the application. Okay. For example, let's example like Facebook. Okay. How do you interact with Facebook? Is it fast enough? Are the buttons clickable? Is it like appealing? That's UX. That's user experience. How the user enjoys using your application. So UI is actual design. It's actual, like maybe this the images, the navbar. That's UI. But the UX is the actual user coming to your application. Maybe if I'm assuming here, assuming this, if assuming in your case, if you come maybe to Netlify.com and you see maybe this button is down here at the bottom, it will be a bad user experience because you want just simply begin, okay, right away. For example, why do we have this nav bar? It's because we want the user to have the best experience, okay. We want the user to just come, scroll down here and looking for things like pricing and stuff, like all the information which is very common is on the top. That's user experience, okay. But for you to make this interface, you need UI skills. You need to build your UI. You need to do, okay, I need a navbar here, I need an image here, I need a GIF here. Oh, that's UI. So UX is simply the user coming in, clicking on your buttons, checking here. But the whole information about UI and UX is a debate for another day, because my UI and UX you can never compete with them. But but in your mind, UI is the interface, UX is the user interacting with the application. Good. So another questions? But in your case, I need you guys to go ahead and create some nice UIs, okay, for the my project. Okay, go ahead and create some UIs, and we can look at your UIs, give some, like maybe say, okay, maybe the button is supposed to be maybe this size, so at least you can, at the end of the whole course unit or the course, we can be able to come together and have very nice designs by us being our own judges, okay. Because imagine if my UI, because right now I might think my UI is the best UI in the world, this UI here, oh, okay, I think I'll do that. But in your case, you can just know that when it comes to, like for example, this UI, you can think this the best UI in the world, it's very beautiful, but when I'm missing something, okay, so go ahead and create these UIs, then we can come and judge them, so you can have something. So when you're done, we can begin creating them. After creating them, we can make our final project very nice and clean, okay. So please do that. And if you have issues with Figma, you can get to me. I can help you out with Figma. Okay, so since you have no questions, please feel free to leave a tuner code, and but try your level best to create some UIs, because Figma is quite just drag and drop, change color here, change color, so it's quite intuitive to be hard. Okay, so I say good night all of you, and thank you for attending. Just finalize your portfolios, host them on Netlify or Cloudflare, anything. Okay, and then you can share the links over Slack, WhatsApp.